Hi everyone, today I'm going to be demonstrating to you how to install a wall mounting adapter plate on your 554 rotary wall telephone. Now, as you can see, the current setup that I have here is a modular cord, and on the back of this, you can see this is what we have. Not very traditional to that of today's style, which has the two slots over here for the hook. This is the mounting plate that I just purchased off of eBay. So I got this, and I'm going to be installing it on the phone. Now the first thing I need to do is take off the plastic housing. And to do that, I just have to push in this little tab over here, and off it comes. Now the next thing I need to do is remove the two screws on either side of the bell so that I can gain access to this line cord in order to disconnect it from the network. So give me a moment, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so now that I have the bells out of the way, you'll see that there are two different cords for the line cord. A red one over here and a green one. And there's a little clip over here that's holding it into place. So I'm going to disconnect these three and we'll go from there. Okay, so now that we have the line cord removed from the network, you'll see that we have two wires here, both a red and a green. And you may have noticed earlier that there was a yellow wire. I actually cut that. That was for the ground. That's actually no longer necessary to hook up to the network, so I figured it was best just to do away with that altogether, just so I don't have so many wires piled up over here, because I think there's enough wires hooked up as it is, and I don't want to, overcomplicate things. But anyways, the next thing I need to do is to connect the wires on the mounting plate to the network. And to do that, I'm going to have to feed it through the back here, it looks like. So, give you a little glimpse of that. And give me a moment, and I will go ahead and do that. Now, the other thing I want to mention before we go ahead and mount the mounting plate to the back of the phone, I need to remove these two Phillips head screws so that I can attach them on the other side of the base here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get this thing set up. Okay, so I have the new mounting plate mounted to the base of the wall phone here. I have these two screws on either end loosely fitted in place. And it's probably worth mentioning that you want to make sure you have your base aligned here before you tighten them down all the way, just so you can position it correctly. So that's what I did. I have it positioned. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten those down. Once you have the two screws tightened down on either end, you can go ahead and hook up the red and green cords to your network. The red one is going to go over here in line 2. If you need clarification on how this is set up, you can check your schema here, that being line 2 over here. And your green cord is going to go to line 1, that being over here where the black cord is for the bell. So I'm going to go ahead and hook that up, and we'll go from there. Okay, now that we have the two wires hooked up to our network here, we can go ahead and position the bell into place. Now, the one thing you want to keep in mind when you're putting the bell back in place is the volume switch has to, you can see there's like a little dividend here. It has to go through this little opening here at the bottom of the bell. This will allow you to control the volume of the bell. So you want to make sure you get that position correctly as well as this back piece has to go into this little rubber grommet here. So once you get those two things positioned, you can go ahead and tighten down the two Phillips head screws over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. Okay, so now the mounting plate is installed and everything works as it should. Just before you put the cover back on, make sure that your bell switch is working properly, that the bell turns, which it does here. You can check and see underneath. The pin goes through the hole there, and that is turning as it should, and everything is hooked up right. So hope that is helpful to you, and thanks for watching. One last tip here. The other thing you want to do when you install the cover back on is you want to make sure you get this clip at the top end snug back into here like this. So just gonna demonstrate, make sure that snaps in, which it does. Then this positioned, and you'll want to hear it click, which it does. And now we're done. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching.